What do we have today to talk about as far as Soapbox Ryan before we start getting into our post matches from the past event this past weekend?
Oh my God. Where do you want to begin? For one thing, I can't see the chat. I can see it on my StreamYard, but I cannot see it on the video, which is weird.
Well, I saw the event live, and question, what do you think about, because I mean, there was a moment where everybody was in uproar, myself included. I got my guys coming over, we're practicing, we're training as we're watching the event, and all of a sudden it just freezes up. We're like, okay, plays again, freezes up, and then it like boots you out to where it went to the beginning of the pay-per-view. I'm like, no way. Are you serious? So there was a moment where I thought that, okay, is my Wi-Fi messing up? However, I had on the other tab, Ozzy and Uncle John was doing the live commentary. I mean, they're not showing the match, but they're doing the live commentary, but I put them on mute so I can, hear Devin and Evan Burgoyne. They were doing play-by-play. So I go back to them, and they're experiencing the same thing. So I'm thinking, okay, so it's not just me. Cool. All right. But it was aggravating. So I'm thinking the match that got screwed basically was Heidi Cordner and Sarah Backman, because that was the match where I saw match one, and then they got all jacked up, and next thing you know, Heidi was up down 4-0. I'm like, wow,
Well, now, are we starting a soapbox segment? Is that what we're doing, Jody?
Oh, we can. I mean, good morning, Neil. God, I can't wait to have those guys. They had their event this past weekend, and man, it looked like it was top notch.
So let me start this off by saying that there are other YouTubers that have a policy of just eliminating the random hatred and bullshit from their channels.
Mm-hmm.
I have adopted that policy.
Okay.
So if somebody's just going to come on here and attack, which I don't see that at all this time around, we're gonna get rid of those people. We don't need them in our lives, and we don't do this because we're going to make $1 million off of being YouTubers right now. Maybe in the future. However, the soapbox is starting all around the event we're going to talk about, and you're talking about the live feed being sketchy. But there's more to that event, and it's already been alluded to in the chat. And I have to, tread carefully on this stuff.
Does it have to do with being hater? Does it have to anything to do with being a hater?
Just talking about something can get you labeled that, but usually it's the haters that are doing that labeling. So,
want to see something right quick? The definition of haters. Anybody see that?
Yeah. Having anger towards everyone reaching success. So, Jody, what do you want to talk about, man? I'm walking on eggshells.
You can walk on eggshells. Ain't nobody gonna attack me because I don't give a damn. I do not give one flying fuck. Sorry, this is a rated R show, people. If your kids are at home, they should be at school. But here's the thing. Now, the match that really probably wasn't necessary. So the guy, I can't remember his name, that pulled Matt Mask, right?
Sergey.
Yeah, Sergey. So impromptu match. After all the super matches were done, he pulled Devin. And, I watched the first match, and then I was like, okay, I'm disinterested now because there's no need for all that, right?
I want to stop you for 1 second because you know how I remember his name?
Sergey?
Yeah.
How's that?
It's because of a meme that Matt Mask posted about him. And that's all I'm going to say. But that's how I always will remember his name. And if you go back through Matt's feed, you'll find it. I think it's probably still there.
Right.
But I will never forget that guy's name because of that meme. Anyway, continue.
So, and if y'all want to call me a hater, fine, whatever. I don't care. I'm not hating. It's just the facts because it's on video. Everybody sees it. Everybody has their own opinion about it. So there was one point where, because like I said, after the first match, I kind of stopped watching it because, I don't care what no one says. If you pull a super match with one arm, does it take anything out of you if you compete on the left arm compared to the person who was on the mic the entire time?
A little bit. A little bit.
Right. So Devon's fresh
Not
as a
a
daisy.
ton, not a ton. Like,
No,
if the match was close, it could make a difference.
it could, but when you're, when you are on the mic doing play-by-play, Devon did a good job, him and Evan. And Devon's like, hey, I challenge you left hand, that kind of stuff. Sergey makes a comment, oh, yeah, Matt has to get Big Brother to pull me. Yada. I thought that was kind of comical. But after the first match, Devon kind of held him, looked at him, that kind of stuff. And then I just said, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go, do some grocery shopping with my wife. So later on, there was a video I put out where Devon kind of did this. Held the guy like that. It was kind of doing this like I'm bored. I'm thinking, okay, now your hand's ain't on the peg. And he spun that like he tried to, hey, as long as you're making contact. I'm like, no. In the rules of arm wrestling, your hand has to maintain contact. No one gives a shit about your forearm and elbow. Come on, man. And you watch. I guarantee you some yahoo is going to fucking start doing that shit. Like, come on, man. Really? That's my soapbox. If you want to get technical, I could say it because I don't give a fuck with his trolls thing. I really don't. But come on, man. Any arm wrestler knows whether it's a super match, impromptu, tournament, whatever, any part of your hand needs to make contact at all times with the peg, or in my eyes, it's not even a sanctioned match. So when Devon's doing this because he's bored, like that, but his forearm or elbow's making contact, he tried to spin that as like, oh, well, all you got to do is just, oh, I'm making contact. I'm making contact. No, the minute your hand does not make contact, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. So it's like, whatever. Like,
I only learned that he did that because I didn't watch the match. I kind of knew how it was going to go, but I only learned that he did that from watching his own video. The video that he himself made of it.
Right.
I don't like it, but that's about all I'm going to say on this one. Because there's a certain respect that you should give to your opponent. And you know what? I know that there is a large group of fans that will not agree with me, but there is a certain level of respect that you owe to your opponent. There's no need to strip somebody of their dignity throughout the course of a match. And that's where I'm going to leave my commentary on this.
I'll go a step further going, and what Jason Till was saying, it was a goofing around because it was a joke of a match. Yeah. So honestly, that match didn't need to happen. At that point, hey, pay-per-view's done. Brazink, Hutchins are finished. Let's start getting things going so we can get the tournament going. That was where I was coming from. Like, fuck this. I don't need to see this shit. I mean, because I knew where it was going anyway. Devon was going to, toy with him because right now Devon's on a, astronomical level compared to a lot of people. So it's like that match didn't really need to happen in my book, but whatever. That's just my soapbox. And if people want to fucking start threatening me and threatening my family because I said something because I didn't like what their hero had to say, I really don't give two shits. Because if you guys are getting upset over something like that, then clearly you have nothing else better in your life to do but douche that dumb shit. Thank you, Phil Wood. Phil Wood.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that there's, to this day, the amount of stuff that still is going on in other aspects of my life related to that whole situation between Devon and I. And I won't elaborate too much, but it's been disturbing to say the least because it's spilling over into business.
Yeah, because see that's where it's like, okay, now you're crossing lines, and for some,
but it's not him; it's the fans that think that they're doing something.
That's the problem. These trolls. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say it right now: trolls are a bunch of bitches, and I say that with a straight face. A bunch of bitches. Why? Because some of those trolls, 9 times out of 10, They make those comments. You go click on them. They got one fucking view. They don't have a view. It's just them. They got no subscribers. They got no videos. They got nothing. They got no pictures. Therefore, guess what? You're hiding behind something. You're a bitch. That's all there is to it. Sorry.